IPO of King, the company that makes Candy Crush, I would like to introduce this next segment, which is called Pet Peeves with John Bonetti. John, how do you feel about the game Candy Crush?
Well, in particular, Candy Crush really does irk me more than most other video games, mainly because it does...
Why, because I play it?
Well, yes.
Mostly
actually,
while I'm taking a shit, but that's cool.
Well, there's multiple reasons that it irks me, but mainly the fact that the game actually really has no inherent, like, value or whatsoever. Like, it's just like... It's a puzzle game.
Yeah.
But most video games now are using this, like, psychological, like, way of, like, keeping the user hooked.
Okay.
Now, that's called, they basically create a Skinner box, which is a psychological, like
B.F. Skinner?
Experiment where they take a rat and it would, yeah, P.F. Skinner. They would take a rat and they would put it in, like, this little, like, experimental room, and it would get a treat whenever it pressed this button. Now, the treat wouldn't come, like, they figured out, like, that they could continue
to get... If you kept it at random?
They could, if the treat came out randomly, when the rat pressed the button,
they would keep pressing.
It would get them to keep pressing the button rather than if they were to get the treat every single time or to get the treat like every third time or whatever. Yeah. So like, it's like video games are designed around this now. Like every single video, whether it be Call of Duty, whether it be fucking Candy Crush, whether it be World of Warcraft in particular, like they're designed to keep you like World of Warcraft, for instance. Like when you get like the way they create a Skinner box is that, like, you're trying to get new equipment for your character in the online world. So now you're trying to get, like, a new helmet that's going to, like, up your stats for your character, that's going to make your character more powerful. Now, the way you get, like, the fucking new crown or whatever piece of armor it is, you have to, like, go through a dungeon, and at the end of the dungeon, you'll win an award randomly for the group that you're in, that you're pillaging the dungeon. Now, only one person in the group is going to get that weapon. And the weapon doesn't drop every time. So, like, you may have to play the game 12 hours over and over again, the same dungeon for an hour, because you have to randomly wait to get the piece of equipment that you're waiting for to up your character. So, like, it's a way of being able to pull in people, like, excessively. It's by creating a false need. Like that isn't really there. It's a manufactured like need. It's great the way it works. It pulls you in because you feel like you need to like they.
It makes a shitload of money. Their IPO was a failure, but they can't. The problem is that they can't convince investors, that they can do this again, because they happen to strike gold with Candy Crush. And they can't convince investors that this is not a one-time shot. But I think it came out at like $7 billion. What
do you mean by that?
That was like what the IPO was structured for. $7 billion.
Wait, now when you say $7